Returning to our top story and the passing of civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson. Jackson's family announced today he died peacefully with his loved ones by his side. He was 84 years old. For more than 6 decades, Jackson has spent his life working to advance civil rights and advocating for the interests of working class people of all colors. Joining us now is Obery Hendricks. He's an adjunct professor at Columbia University's Departments of Religion and African American and African Diaspora Studies. He's also a nationally recognized scholar of social justice. Thank you for being here. And you knew the Reverend. What came to mind when you learned the news of his passing?
Well, we knew it was coming, but it just felt like the end of an era.
Mm.
You know, like something has shifted in the atmosphere. His death leaves a big hole in the world.
In 1988, Reverend Jackson went to the Democratic Convention as the runner-up in that year's party nomination. It was the furthest any Black person had ever gone in a U.S. presidential election. This was 20 years before President Obama was elected. What was that moment like for you?
Well, it was an extraordinary moment. I mean, it was so inspiring. Well, he was an inspirational speaker anyway, but it just showed that how far we could go, how far the country had gone, and that there was room for a Black person if they played their cards right, politically, to move forward. That was a very, very important moment. And I'll say this: one thing that was so important is that when you look at Bernie Sanders' first platform, it's almost identical to Jesse Jackson's platform from '88, except there's nothing about South Africa in it, which just shows how forward-looking he was, how brilliantly forward-looking he was.
And when you look at the issues our country faces today, what lessons do you think the next generation should take away from Reverend Jackson's life?
Well, Reverend Jackson was, a full-time, untiring uh, uh, warrior for justice. He modeled for us what it means to have a committed life, and I think that's something very important for young people to see. These days, there's the world is taking a very materialistic turn, and but Reverend Jackson really showed that if you commit yourself to a cause wholeheartedly and you're willing to work for it and be uncompromising, that you can make a difference in the world. And I think that's something that these coming generations should keep in mind, that our goal should be to make a difference in the world. And he made a huge difference in the world for millions of Americans. I mean, what he did really has touched the lives of every American in one way or another.
Obery Hendricks, we really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.